Hey, nerdy sports fan here. So, the common wisdom with the NFL draft is you really shouldn't be giving grades or can't give an effective grade right away because you don't know what the heck these guys are going to do in the league. Okay? Um, 3, 4 years down the road, that's when you get a real idea of how they were able to handle money, how they were able to handle fame. Because those are two things you absolutely cannot possibly understand about these guys until you see it happen. So that's why people get drafted a lot from bigger schools because those, big man on campus kind of guys kind of have an idea of what it's like to have that privileged life. Um, but it's nowhere near the scale as it is when you reach the league and you've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars coming your way. So there have been plenty of draft busts in the first round and that people thought were fantastic when they were drafted. And the opposite is true. People that everybody thought was going to be a damn chump end up being Pro Bowlers. So we're looking back at the 2017 draft and regrading it for every team in the league. And this video, we're getting into the Jets. Now, the Jets started off with a bang. Okay, first round, 6th overall pick. They pick up Jamal Adams. Now, Adams is a beast. Okay, he's one of, if not the best safeties in the game. And he's really the modern model for what a safety should be. You're looking for the strong safety to be a guy who can nullify the tight end. Because tight end has been such a boon lately since Rob Gronkowski, your division rival there in New England. A lot of solid tight ends had no answer in the defensive secondary. Defensive backs were too small, linebackers were too bulky and couldn't keep up with them. So that's where players like Jamal Adams come in. He's a bit bigger. That's why he gets used in blitz coverage, blitz packages a lot. But he's got enough movement where he can keep up with these more athletic tight ends. So, again, you get the model safety for what today's NFL wants in the first round. I get it. He's a top 10 pick, and a lot of people don't like safeties that high. I don't care. All right? The guy was fantastic. So, moving on from that, you're in the second round here, you get Marcus May. And bang, bang. First 2 picks, you knock out your starting safeties. Fantastic. All right, so in today's NFL, it's not building from the front back on defense anymore. The exact opposite is true. You're building coverage first, coverage before pressure. Because the better quarterbacks in the league still can be dealt with very good coverage. But if you pressure them, you're creating a weakness in your own coverage by pressuring them, by putting an extra guy at them that's one less guy in coverage. So the good quarterbacks identify that extremely quickly, find the weak spot, and go right for it. So pressure doesn't work very well when that's the primary anymore. It needs to be something that confuses the living hell out of the quarterback. So a zone blitzing scheme still works. That might be on its way out too, but just the traditional blitzing schemes do not work effectively against top tier quarterbacks. So you have to build your coverage first, and that's exactly what the Jets did here. Okay, they knocked out their starting safeties for presumably the next decade. So getting a couple of very good starters right off the bat, that's great for this draft. And considering these guys have now lasted multiple coaching regimes, that's even better. Okay? They have the kind of talent that transcends different schemes. So, I know Jamal Adams is being talked about as being used as trade bait for this depleted roster, but let's assume he won't be, because you're never going to get the value. You're never going to get that value. Okay, nobody's going to say, hey, let me give you a first round draft pick that's likely going to be top 10 in exchange for Jamal Adams. Does not happen. You'd be lucky to get a second or third rounder out of him in a trade. So, that in mind, just keep the dude. Okay? You need coverage. You got coverage. So, moving on. Anybody hear from Ardarius Stewart recently? No? Yeah, he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Jets this year, and nowhere to be seen in the damn league. So, that's not good. Okay, your top 3 picks are really what you model things after for the most part. And your 3rd round pick, no longer in the damn league, doesn't really speak well. So, the model for a draft, the best metaphor I've ever heard for the draft is that you're throwing darts. I mean, all of these guys are a risk. All of them. Some of them, even in the 7th round, can end up being Pro Bowlers. First rounders can be washouts in 3 years. So there's risks all across the draft board. Just, the earlier in the draft you are, the closer to the dartboard you're standing. So you're looking at guys who you've got a book on. Okay, you've seen them in the league. You've seen them in big programs, in big games. You know what the heck you're getting. Or at least you better know what the heck you're getting. You know how fast they are, you know how physical they are, and you know how they handle some certain amount of fame. What you cannot prepare for, and what you cannot possibly fucking know until they get into the league, is how they handle having money. That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing with the transition to the league is how do you handle money? Second biggest thing is how to handle your own time. So in college, you have class and you have football. And the coaches have so much control over what goes on. Literally every moment of these guys' lives is already hashed out for them. And off-season programs too. They just fill the schedule so they know where these guys are going to be. They know that they're not going to be able to get into trouble because they're always on team facilities. Okay? It doesn't happen in the NFL. Okay? The collective bargaining agreement between the league and the NFL makes it so that's impossible. So, okay, these guys that have had a lot of control taken away from them, now all of a sudden, they are masters of their own destiny. They have time that they can choose to use to get better at their craft, or they can choose to use and go out and party and get hammered all the damn time. So that's why so many, even extremely talented players, don't stick around in the league. So your 3rd rounder is no longer around. 4th rounder, Chad Hansen, he's around, but playing for Houston. Crappy backup at best. 5th rounder, Jordan Leggett, tight end. He's still in the league with the Buccaneers. Crappy backup at the best. So after those first 2 picks, the only guy still with the Jets, 6th rounder, Elijah McGuire, running back that nobody cares about. So you started off hot. All right? Just bang, bang. Pro Bowler, solid starter. And then just nothing after that. Not a damn thing worth anything for the Jets after that. So you have to give it a good passing grade. Yeah, you definitely pass, but it's a C. Okay? You could have done better, for sure. Safety isn't a position that has extreme value. Corner has better value than safety. So you got 2 solid starters for certain, but you got them at positions that aren't necessarily the most valuable in the league. And, well, after that, you didn't do a damn thing. So only 2 starters, a lot of draft picks. 2 starters. It's a C. Let me know what you think, though, Jets fans. Okay? Hit me up in the comments. I'll talk about this for days. And check out the other videos. I'm releasing one of these every day for every single team in the league. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and thanks for watching.